Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello. Sorry.
Why do I say hello, hello? I can't
I
believe
don't
you wrote
know.
that off on me.
I don't know. Go ahead.
So we are back with Orphans of the American Dream. I need to figure out some sort of catchphrase here. The post-apocalyptic RPG, where we play ourselves. There you go.
We
I'm
could
your
probably find a
host.
pithier way to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. So last left our adventurers, our characters here, putting out a burning car so they can get to the city where they just killed some of the members of, and they're hoping to beat the uh, people that escaped to the city so they can get their supplies and move along. So we kind of you guys kind of roll into the city, and I think there's definitely like they've got like some makeshift walls, kind of like stacked cars and barbed wire, that kind of a situation. And then for some of it, it's like um, just like trash and I don't know, different things. Different. It looks very makeshift, but they've got walls. They've got a level of security, and they've got a little bit of an opening where there are a couple of guards standing with rifles. So I think the bus kind of drives up. And did any of you guys want to kind of take the lead on that, or are you guys just kind of deferring to Connor and his crew, or how do you guys want to handle this?
Do the
I
guards
probably.
do the guards
What?
have on large floppy gauntlets and big mustaches?
Uh, it seems like a very specific question, but sure, yeah. No.
What reference are you making,
It's elderberries.
Oh, right. Oh boy. I think probably because of what happened last time, I would want to make sure that like I kind of take the lead this time and make sure we talk through some things first.
Sure.
So I probably like go to the front of the bus, and
I think Connor is already like
yeah,
sending some or like getting ready to like get up and go out and talk to him.
yeah. So I probably like put a hand on his shoulder and I'm like, I have this.
He just kind of
And-
nods.
And I go ahead and like, open the bus door and step out slightly and hold my hands up like this and say, don't have a weapon, just want to talk.
Do you have weapon?
No, I don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I usually have like a hunting rifle and a machete, but
Yeah.
I think both of those would be rather obvious on me. So, I also have a revolver, but I don't have any of those on me. I think I purposely have like the revolver in my hand, like right before I step out of the bus, and I put it on the dash, and then I just like step out with hands up.
Okay. Yeah, they don't shoot. They're just like they don't point their guns at you, but they just kind of like lift them a little bit, like pointed
Yeah.
at the ground.
Yeah.
And they just kind of one of them motions for you to come forward.
For me to come to like walk forward.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I go ahead and step forward. And trying to think of how I want to. I mean, is someone coming up to meet me particularly? How exactly are they? Are they like having me walk up right to the gate? Like what's?
Yeah. Well, yeah. They just kind of like are just motioning you over to like talk. So they motion you over and they just are like, "What's your business here?"
Just passing through. Need some supplies. We won't be a bother. We can trade and we'll be on our way.
Are you armed?
Quite heavily. We're going through dangerous territory, but we're not going to cause any trouble.
I think we'd like to inspect your weaponry. We're not going to confiscate it, but we'd like to inspect your weaponry. And he kind of glances at the bus, like the big armored bus, and with lots of people. And he's like, "Yeah, I think we'd like to just be on the safe side with this situation."
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. So would Jared and David take issue with having their weapons inspected?
I mean, considering I only have shields. No.
I mean, no, but I would definitely contest them asking to, like, what do they inspect? It's a gun. Like, it's not. It's already dangerous.
Yeah.
Is this a health and safety inspection? Are they looking to see if my improvised weapons are going to be falling apart in my hands? Because I'll be the judge of that, thank you.
Right. I'll probably ask them, like, for clarification there. I'm like, I can tell you right now what guns we have. Why do you need to inspect them exactly?
Just want to be aware of how heavy your weaponry is.
I look flat at him. I'm like, very heavily armed. I'm just being flat out honest here. You're not you're going to be surprised if you do an actual inspection, but we're not going to hurt you. We don't want any trouble whatsoever. We have a completely different mission.
He's like, listen, I'm not trying to cause an issue. We are happy to have traders. That's the point of that's great for our city. We just feel a little uncomfortable. And he kind of like glances to his partner, like, we just feel a little uncomfortable just letting a heavily armored bus with heavily armored passengers into our city, just cause. In case you guys do siege the city, that's gonna look pretty bad for us.
Yeah, and so this is, I think, going to be my offer, and I'll probably make the roll for this if that makes sense to you. I basically say, how about this? We'll trade here. You can, we'll talk. Well, I'll get someone out here to talk to us. We'll figure out what we need. You can supply us on the outside of the city here. Bring whatever you need, whatever we're trading. We can do it all here, and then we will drive through your city, and you can give us an armed escort, and we will drive straight through and not look back.
Yeah, they kind of glance at each other. Go ahead and roll report.
Can I make a roll? Yeah. Let's see. I'm just double checking if I have any.
I'd say difficulty 3.
Got it.
No,
okay.
I think difficulty 2. Because what you're proposing is
pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't suppose there are people who are upset and need to be calmed down.
No.
Okay. Maybe I should get them upset first. No. Okay. I have a stunt for that. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're uneasy, but they're not like.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just read it just in case it makes it's relevant at all. Wait, how do I? Oh, here we go. So it's smooth over. You're adept at stepping into a bad situation and dialing it down to something more reasonable. So long as you're not the direct reason someone is upset, your attempts to calm them down using your report receive a +2 bonus. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really apply here.
Nope.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to use my +4 on rapport and whatever fate points I have. All right, here we go. Pulling the card. 0. Well, there you go, 4. So I succeed.
Did you want to spend a fate point to succeed with style?
Probably not. It doesn't. I mean, what would we get if I succeeded with style?
My thought was, if you succeed with style, they take that as okay. If you guys are willing to do that, you've proposed that, you're probably not a threat and everything's fine.
And they'll just
let you inside.
Pretty sure mechanically, if you succeed with style, you get a boost, which is just worse than a fate point. So mechanically, it's never worth spending a fate point to succeed with style. But
in this case,
it's a narrative difference. Then it could
narrative difference. That sounds like what's happening.
Actually, how it works, but I'm fine with that. It makes more sense to me, honestly. To have like an actual narrative difference between.
Yeah, because I feel like in this situation, this is just a one and done. This isn't a conflict.
Right, it's an overcome roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that then. Let's see. What am I spending it on? How about others are needed to rebuild the world? So just my general, I need to work, teamwork sort of a thing, working with others.
Yeah, and I think the guards can kind of tell that.
Yeah.
this is a trustworthy guy. You know, they don't see anything, you know, bad coming out of this situation.
This guy would never murder a whole bunch of people on the road.
Yeah. David and Jared are still in the bus. They haven't seen the bad coming out of the situation yet.
Exactly. So then they'll let us come inside and do the trading and stuff.
Yeah. So they just kind of look at each other and they say that they're like, all right, anybody who's willing to offer that up and go through with it, they're all right in my book.
Yeah.
And they just kind of say, go on through.
Thank you very much. And then I get back in the bus and
he says, and just so you know, our town is very well off. There are some things here that if you're kind to the traders, they might show you some things that are pretty cool about the city. We've done really well here.
I raise an eyebrow, and outwardly it's like the sort of like, oh, okay, interesting. And inwardly I'm like, I don't know if I even like the sound of that. That sounds kind of weird. And then I step back inside and
they seem proud.
Right. Yeah. I think I've seen people be proud of evil things before. And so I'm not entirely assured by that. Yeah. So
you drive into the city and there's just effigies everywhere.
Right. So I walk in and I probably look at you, Connor, at Connor because he's standing right there. And I say, well, I mean, that went pretty well. I really hope that this town isn't one giant cult. And I just start walking back to my seat.
Connor seems a little bit confused by that. Like, oh, that went well, but you worried the whole city's a cult. Okay, like
I do the Garwin wave as I walk back. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, but yeah. So I basically say like they'll let us in and we can trade and stay here for the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bus kind of drives in and you look around and he was telling the truth that like
pretty well off.
Yeah, I mean, like you walk by some houses that look like they were just built, and they're not like, you know,
huts
houses
or ramshackle. Yeah.
So why were their advanced defense team half naked with knives?
See,
that's a good
question. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are driving through, but then you kind of get to like what you designate as the marketplace, and I'm sure like the driver probably rolls down his window and is like asks for directions at one point, and the guy kind of goes like, yeah, that way's the marketplace, but he's like, holy heck. And you guys kind of make it to the marketplace, and some of the people
real quick, like, I think right after that like little exchange, I look at Josh and I'm like, you know what this bus needs? Some more tricked out heavy armor and spikes and things. I think that'll probably go over well.
More than we've already got.
And I kind of like wink at you. I'm like that. Yeah, that's the joke. Like
maybe a floodlight. And get one of those crowd control water cannons. That'd be pretty sick.
that would be messed up.
Yeah, that would be really messed up.
We need a lot of water for that.
Would you rather just shot people with my rifle?
I mean, no.
And
so.
Connor kind of says, well, our mission isn't to diplomatize. Our mission is kind of a search and destroy kind of a situation.
Our mission isn't to search and destroy anything in this town, so.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so yet. Those other guys.
If we need tank, we can think about tank later.
And I kind of like start like I just sigh and I'm like, ah, crap, I shouldn't have even said anything. Now I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so you guys you make your way to the marketplace, and you can tell there's kind of even like a hierarchy. It seems like there are some people who have who are like wearing nicer clothes than others. It feels like you kind of even just like a cursory look, it looks like there's already like an economy here where there's like a higher class and lower class.
Yeah,
and it's pretty big. Oh, I guess I should explain like. It's kind of like you're, like driving in a highway to the city, and
the city is through the highway, or the highway goes through the city. Like
yes,
in the middle of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there are parts of it that's just like, okay, well, that's just abandoned. Then you get to a certain, like, on the inner parts of the city, and it's like it's like the most civilized city you've seen since the apocalypse. And that's kind of how you like recognize this place. So like where you used to be saying like, okay, that house is just like abandoned and destroyed. It's like, okay, that house looks like fixed. Like if this wasn't the apocalypse, you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty crummy house. But you wouldn't be like, oh, that's abandoned. You'd be like, well, that's probably low on the market. So you're really impressed by just the whole feel of the city. It definitely seems like the guy was telling the truth. This town is doing really well for themselves, and you're not sure why. So you guys kind of open up into the marketplace, and Connor kind of sends his people to go get certain supplies, and he kind of turns to you four, and it's just like, I mean, I guess just grab what you want, and I guess try to be fast about it though. Be back here in an hour.
You want us to pay for it? Just said grab it.
Yes, we're paying for it, David.
Connor just kind of gives you a narrow-eyed look.
Smirks like.
Okay, and then he kind of laughs and just kind of like gives a salute and walks off with Mickey.
Are you holding hands?
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just like it's like that, you know.
Yeah,
intimate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. So what do you guys do? Do you want to guys make like a notice roll or something like that to see what kind of catches your eye, or you just kind of you have something in mind?
I want to see if I can find a like flea market, scrap market kind of place where they might have, partly functional or just, broken down bits of tech that I might be able to do something with, scrapping bits like I like to collect.
Okay, so Josh, go ahead and actually, I don't think this is like there is.
Should I make a roll just to see kind of how good their stuff is?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, honestly, I feel like resources is what he's rolling here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To just be like, what do they have? How much does it cost? That sort of thing. What can I acquire?
Okay. Also, since I didn't do this before, I'm working on a set of extras.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
It's just 5 extras that I think are useful.
Yeah, it's just 5 pieces of equipment, basically. Yeah,
that works for me.
The intention with these is that you could spend fate points to get, a +2 when you're using these. So you want to put things that you'll be using. Yeah.
Okay. All right, works for me. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna make a resources check then. My resources is +1, so my check is +3.
So that's in fate terms. Is that good or is that great? Is 4 great?
4 in terms of like the actual like ladder. Man, I wish. Oh, you know what? I have the book right here too. I don't have to search for things.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I know where that is. Yeah, here we go. 4 is great.
So 3 is good.
3 is good. 2 is fair. 1 is average. Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, you look and you see there is a building that says "You break, I fix," and you're like, there's no way. And you like walk over, and it's legitimately like a technology business. Like they set up the building, and they were like, well, where are we going to put our technology bits? Oh, definitely the "You break, I fix" building. And they went in and they like restored it. And so you walk in and there's like walkie-talkies, oh,
this is a real store. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And you walk in and it's not like like a perfect pristine store, but you
Yeah.
walk in and there's like legitimately a couple of walkie-talkies and some cell
Right.
phones that have been like refurbished and worked on. And
Yeah.
like the screens are like cracked and there's like one that doesn't have a battery and like that kind of a thing. But you're greeted by a merchant, and he's not wearing like a U break I fix like uniform or anything like that. But he like walks over and he's like,
Found it in the back.
it's like a traveler I see.
Yeah, just passing through. Sign caught my eye. You've done a decent job restoring this kind of place. I've not been in one of these in a decade.
Yes. People are always impressed with the market here. It's pretty good. A couple of years back, I found this city, and boy, I knew that this was the place to start rebuilding, you know? So, what do you think? Have I done pretty good?
Well,
Anything
you've
catch
done
your
well for
eye?
yourself. What do you have for batteries?
You got quite a few. He like leads you into the back room and kind of shows you. I mean, he's got some like car batteries, phone batteries, like AA, you know, like actual like just little batteries you'd put in whatever. Is there anything particular that you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm looking for like stuff that's in the neighborhood of like a drill battery or a like a laptop battery, kind of middling size, can power a small device for a while.
He's like,
or a
well,
larger
I've got-
device for a short time, kind of deal.
He says, "Well, I have a drill and a laptop."
Let's see that drill.
And he shows you it, and it's like dented in a couple of places, but he proves it to you that like it works.
You got a charger for that too?
Yes.
I'll take it.
He kind of like is like, well, we're not using currency, so
Oh yeah, good point.
like, what do you got to
I'll-
trade?
I'll pay you 5 good feelings.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
should
these nifty little tokens called fate points.
Yeah.
Reaches inside his soul, rips out the physical property of luck itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what can I barter with? I didn't think this through all the way.
I mean, I feel like we could probably just abstract it, right? And
Yeah, I was
say,
wondering, like
bits
should
and
the
bobs.
resources
Yeah, that's the
roll?
because that's
carry
what the
over?
role, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So we letting the resource roll that I made before set the same thing, or would I have to do a resources check to see if I could come up with enough to afford it?
I personally don't see a reason. I mean, obviously you're the GM, Connor, but I don't see a reason to like do another one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you make a trade. I mean, you've been crafting some bits and bobbles, and
Yeah, I probably have a couple of like clockwork gadgets, ruggedized clockwork stuff that's, gonna withstand not, stuff that would be useful in a survival context.
yeah. So
Like
I
a
think
little flywheel device for rappelling down a cliff, and a little windproof lighter that's beefy and works every time. And
and I think that
couple bits
really
of-
interests him. And I think you guys probably talk about it for a while. And he's
Mhm.
like super interested to see how it works. And he's like, you want a job?
Unfortunately, my friend, I'm just passing through.
Yeah, but seriously, do you want a job? Like, we could really make a really good thing here. We could really help rebuild this town. Our 2 mines here. I mean, we could get electricity through this town. Don't you think?
And this is where Josh's story ends.
Oh boy. Are you going to try to
compelling him,
compel
Connor?
me on one of my aspects to get me to spend a fate point so I don't stay in this city and rebuild their electric grid? Because
Well, I build a future for others, but there's none for me. I think I could compel you that this really interests you, and you want to stay because you don't have any hope. There's a future for everybody else except for you. And now this guy's literally offering you a future, and it's really enticing. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that Josh's character is gone, but do you think this would convince Josh that he wants to stay? And we can kind of play with this as this goes, but like in the moment, does this convince Josh?
I think not entirely and not of itself. I think for this to be a particularly... I would certainly say that Josh would be interested in investigating more about, what the current state of things is and what he could maybe do in the short term. Look at a project for a couple hours or something. I don't know that I want to take that compel, as that seems to imply a longer term commitment. And I don't think I think he's still got enough of their mission on his mind that he's not going to think about stopping and staying for very long.
Okay, I'll like meet you halfway there and say like, from a meta perspective, this isn't me trying to be like, all right, I'm not trying to get rid of Josh's character, but just like that in Josh's mind, he does want to make a commitment to the city. Whether or not he ends up doing so, or is he kind of like, nah, there's no place for me here, or simply the mission comes first?
I think how that look mechanically, I guess, like, is that an aspect on my character?
Yeah, I mean, what are you actually having him do?
Desire for
that's a good point,
like sympathy for the city kind of thing.
But I mean, does this mean like he feels bad about it and has a sleepless night, like on me, or is this like
right. That's fair. Let's say
he wants to stay one day longer.
Yeah, he wants to stay. Yeah, he wants to stay a day, and the issue is there's a risk of those 4 people coming back to the city and warning everybody. But Josh he wants to stay a day and try to get the try to do something on the city. If that's electricity or whatever it is, like, you guys could figure that out. But yeah, that's a good point. I really should concrete my compels here. So Josh wants to stay a day.
Okay. Honestly, I think that's a compel I can take.
All right.
Josh just straight up, it's like, project.
Yep.
Completely forgetting about the people he saw only a couple of hours earlier, the event not all that long ago, that he's kind of looming over everybody else. He just, project.
Is there maybe a project this guy has in mind that would take a day that is the thing that he wants to do?
Yes.
It's like,
okay.
It would be weird for him to be like, here's a job, but only for a day. But if he has a job to do and he's like, I want help with this, then there would be something that Josh wants to, not only does he have something to do in the day, he'll have an actual objective to achieve via that compel, right?
Yes. Okay. He wants your help working on a generator, and he wants to go show you what the generator is for.
Okay.
I'll be right back. My wife needs her water bottle. So I'm going to bring that to her real quick. But for Caleb, Jared, and David, if you guys can think of anything that you guys want to look for real quick, go ahead and say something. We'll make those kind of shorter because what Josh is going for here, I want to focus on. So, but if there's any other like small rolls you got to make real quick.
Real quick, Polar Knights in chat says, David, you are my role model. Sleeves are for nerds.
Yeah.
Real quick, I think it would be fun just real quick. Let's show the stream. These pictures that I've been I put them in tokens here. So it should be fun to look at briefly. Here, actually, let me just drag them onto the screen here. So here's the one that Carly made for me. I think she's gonna do a different one just because it's not in the same style as the ones that she just did for you. So I think she's gonna redo this one. But then we have David's, which is so good. I just love it so much. Look at that sexy beast.
Yeah, she did a good job.
And then Josh's, tell me what you think about this. Josh, you did the goggles differently. So there's Josh with his
Yeah, there's those welding goggles. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I can just here. You know what I can do? Instead of our names, I can just put our little picture
Oh, there you go.
up in the top. Our little pages here. That's fun.
That's super cool.
Isn't that awesome? I love my future wife. She's amazing. So I wanted to I think probably talk with, I don't know, someone, either Jared or David, just about like my general, and maybe like get someone to just go check some things out with me, just to like see if there's anything sketchy about this town.
Okay.
Right. So I'll probably ask Jared. I'll and like as we're kind of like starting to mill about and people are going to get stuff from the whatnot, from the market, I'll prod Jared and I'll say something that the guy set up there. I don't know, just the way it came off, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like there might be something wrong here. I mean, it's pretty well off. Doesn't that sort of make you feel like something has to be wrong?
I mean, I was already about to head out and investigate, so let's go.
Okay. Do you think we should take David, or?
That would be up to you, kind sir.
I'll probably just ask. Like, I don't know are you going anywhere initially, David, or?
I figured I'd probably just try and find something interesting to eat. So,
right, yeah.
I mean, we could just do that while we walk. That's fine.
Okay. All right. So all three of you are going together then?
Sure.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make an investigate roll, whoever has the highest, and then have all the other two help.
It's almost certainly not me.
It is probably definitely not me. I have 1.
I have a 0.
Oh,
I have a
okay,
0 as well.
me.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So then Jared just has to make it by himself.
Jared makes it by himself, and we can't help him. So
not at all. Wait, I think. Hold on. Let me double check.
yeah, because it's if +1 or higher.
I lied. I do have a +1.
Oh, you have a +1. Okay, so you can give a +1 to Jared then.
Did I draw it?
No, you put it in
you
your
put it in your hand.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah, you put it in your hand. No, they're moving.
Oh,
they're moving
they're
the
just
cards
moving it around.
instead
Okay.
We need to.
of.
We need a better system of.
No, so Jared, you don't press.
Don't press the draw button. You literally click on
You
the
drag it.
card and just
Drag
drag
it out.
over. Yep.
-2. I thought that's
So
what
a
I did.
-1 altogether.
Oh boy.
Oof. Dang. Well, it's a 0 because David can technically help because he has an investigation of 1 as well. Because he
Oh, he
can
does.
offer a +1. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have a 0. So, which is funny because I'm like, we should go investigate this. Actually, you guys should investigate this and I'll watch.
Yeah. So you guys kind of ask around, and I think it's just the way you guys are coming across. That's
Right,
just like
yeah.
so much more interrogation than like asking around.
Well, because it's Jared and David mainly doing it, right?
Yeah. So I feel like the guys are just kind of like, what? No,
We walk
there's
over
something
like,
weird
"Hey,
going on here.
We heard you had a special selection. We want to see
They're
it."
just like, I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not sure what you're looking for, but I don't really want to have any business with you guys. I got nothing for you.
Well, if you're not the drug dealer, who is he?
And then I probably just put a hand on your shoulder, David. I'm like, okay, no, that's enough. And I'm like, sorry for bothering you.
Like,
then we-
yeah, okay.
What does he sell?
Drugs.
What?
What does he actually sell?
He doesn't want
Yeah.
to talk to you.
I'm not asking if he wants to talk to me. I'm asking what he actually sells.
Does he have
Yeah,
like a
he's like-
sign that's
I mean,
Oh,
right? I'm in his store. Right?
like, is
What
it
does he sell?
obvious?
oh, sure, because you're asking around the marketplace.
Right.
Okay, I thought you were just asking around the streets, but
No,
that's where you
no.
guys are. Yeah. So okay, I'll say this guy sells. I don't know, probably like some vegetables.
Any of them
Right.
good?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have good resources and he doesn't want to talk to me, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But
Oh yeah, I have a bad resources too.
we haven't had a decent vegetable in a while.
That's
So
fair. Probably lots of canned stuff. But these are like stuff he's grown himself, right? Like this is like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I ask
the
him what he
lettuce
wants
glow?
for Okay.
Right. Does it look radioactive?
Yeah, it's got 2 heads.
Nice. Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So
Can
I
I
was just
do
gonna
something
say, I don't know
actually
if you
real
wanna-
quick?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, can I try to clean up the mess as they stumble through this investigation? Can I make a rapport roll to like be like at every time they like rub someone the wrong way, I'm like saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. You know, they had this a bad day. Like I'm just trying to like smooth it over."
Yeah, go ahead and do rapport.
And can I use my stunt to get a +2?
Because
I'm making
they're
people
angry.
upset. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Perfect. All right, that means I get a +6 to this roll. What's the difficulty?
Oh geez. I think a 3.
Cool. Oh, well, I just barely got it.
so it's like
Yep.
a
-3 and a 3. Yeah.
It's with it's like a partial success, right? 'Cause it's a tie.
Yeah, basically, it's like a success with a cost, or I get a partial version of what I. Yeah, a lesser version. So I don't know. What do you think, Connor?
Let me think about this. So he's not angry anymore.
And this is like in general, like I'm not even just necessarily doing it to just this guy, but like everyone we're talking to, I'm like, you know, as we're going, just kind of like trying to clean up the mess that we leave behind, sort of a thing.
So maybe it's less that people aren't still mad. Maybe it's just like somebody
They're
who we might
less
not
mad.
want to hear about it hears about us making
Or
a
that.
bunch of
So yeah,
trouble,
I think
and then someone trying to.
I think we're gonna write down the aspect here in this city. I don't know where to.
We can put it right here.
Put a
probably.
text box.
Yeah, just be a text box. Here, I can write it for
there
you.
it is.
What do you
Okay, I got it. Oh no, okay, you definitely got it. Geez, I was gonna say they'll remember you,
Yeah. Okay.
or yeah, they'll remember you.
Cool.
So I think that's the part, like the fail thing here is that they'll remember you, but I think
Cabbage
you
merchant
succeed.
will remember this.
Yeah, yes. Cabbage merchant will remember your actions. Yeah. So, but I think that vegetable guy you're talking to. So I think David, you're like, oh man, been really looking to get some good vegetables, and Caleb kind of comes in and is just like, I don't know, how do you kind of schmooze things over after he insulted the vegetable?
I mean,
merchant?
I probably just say something like, "Don't worry about him. He's had a bad day." Just kind of like general like words that don't really mean anything, but like kind of just assuage his. You know, make it seem way less like he's interrogating them because we're all suspicious murder hobos that just came into town, and more just like, he's just kind of like that. Don't worry about him.
Squint at you like I'm trying to figure out what part of my day was bad.
Somebody say soothing platitudes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I am rolling right now.
Okay, so I think he's like, okay, you know, everything's cool, no problem. And he's like, you know what? If you guys want to buy some vegetables, you know, you got some at a trade. You put in a little bit of extra, and I actually got some information for you of a merchant you can't normally find. We
So
kind
this
of
guy
keep them a
sells drugs.
secret.
I mean, might as well, right? Like, it sounds good to me.
So I think this is a resources roll.
Do any of us have a resources at all? I have a 0, I think.
I might have a negative for that one.
Are you actively poor, Jared?
Yeah, I have a 0.
Did you?
Oh, no, I'm 0.
Okay, I was gonna say, you didn't dump stat your resources for better defense, did you?
And then David, did you?
We all have 0.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a 0 as well. Well, if you guys want to roll it, you can. Otherwise, I was thinking if you wanted to ask, like Mickey, if she has anything.
Does she have a good resources?
I believe so.
You know what I do have a good stat in is provoke.
Hey, me too.
Oh, crap.
I've got a 2 in provoke.
They could just be like, you're going to tell us what we want to know.
So, like, I
Give me those
knew,
vegetables.
I knew there was a drug dealer.
Give me your cabbages.
Yep.
Is this
So-
actually happening, David?
Why don't
Got
you
any
make a
hemp among them
resources
cabbages?
test first.
And then when it fails,
inevitably.
Okay. Who wants to make
lettuce or devil's lettuce?
Well,
exactly.
Why don't you go ahead and make the resources, since we're probably going to make the provoke if it goes badly. So
fair. Okie dokie.
spread the dice around. You're supposed to draw a card. Aren't you? Oh, never mind. Wait, yeah. Just draw a card.
That was Connor doing it.
Oh, did I do that? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
you
mean to do
clicked
that.
on it accidentally.
Oh, I was confused.
All right.
I was adding I was messing with the character sheet.
Okay.
All right, we've got a 0, so 0. I don't know what your difficulty was, but
High tension.
It was a 2.
well, I mean, I have fate points. I can
So
spend
you
things.
could- yeah.
Let's see. I don't know, maybe just relentless leader.
Sell it's me.
And I'm trying to think.
What do you got here?
I don't know. Maybe the others are needed to rebuild the world makes more sense, but I just used that one.
If there needs to be a sacrifice, it must be me and not this guy.
Oh, there you go. Well, here, yeah. I think that's what I'll do. So what I'll say
Or
is this
the
is
moral
like
compass my friends need, because you know what happens if you don't do this.
right, but this is like to succeed in the resources. So I think I'm gonna do if there needs to be a sacrifice, it must be me. And this is like me like legitimately having like I'm gonna give up something that I actually have.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
To make this deal happen, because I can see that David and Jared are like about to be like, no, we're gonna provoke you, and I'm just like, like here, take this, and I don't really know what I have. I mean, I feel like this would be like me like giving him, I don't know what he wants, survival equipment.
I don't know. Sure.
You have dogs.
I'm not gonna go with my dogs.
I mean, I just was surprised you had them because they haven't come up yet.
Yeah. Well, they're on the bus.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you trade your survival
Yeah,
equipment? I think that's a part of the partial success here, because the resources roll isn't you don't just trade actual resources when you're making a resource roll. So I think this is the partial success. This is the kind of the cost here.
I have to like give up an equipment,
Which
and
would
so
probably
I
just
can
be like you have it and you just can't use it until you get more kind of thing, because it's an extra, right? Like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I mean, I'll probably get more at some point, but as of right now, I don't even think we'll need it for a while here. So I'm fine with just being like, here, I got, a bunch of gear I picked up on the way, as I'm traveling around. This will probably be useful to you. And we trade that for like a good heap of vegetables, sort of a thing, to tide us over.
Okay. So, so he kind of says, all right, well, I know you guys like good vegetables, but if you're looking for something a little bit sweeter, and he like hands you he like grabs out a little piece of paper and he like writes something down and he hands it to you, and it's basically like it's directions. He's like, take a right at this street and that kind of a thing.
100% a whorehouse.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I hope that's not what it is.
Totally a brothel.
So
Just saying, this place is doing well for a reason.
I look at him and I raise an eyebrow. Yeah, good.
I was gonna make a stupid joke. You're good.
Okay.
Hey, that's what we thrive off of.
I raise an eyebrow and I think I want to ask about it, but I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna play along with your like weird, mysterious, like this will be fun sort of a thing, and I'm just looking at David and Jared, just like, let's go check it out.
Eat a carrot.
Okay, so I'm gonna say we jump back over to Josh, and Josh, the guy introduces himself as Eric.
Eric, okay.
And you guys kind of shake hands or whatever, and he kind of leads you into like just like he like leads you through the city, like a few doors down, kind of a thing, and then kind of like in a bigger building, like kind of like a warehouse, and or not a warehouse. He leads you behind a warehouse.
Okay.
And
That's sketchy.
And he shows you a building, and at first you're not really sure what it is, but as you get closer, it's like it's like a glass building. And you walk in and you realize really fast, yeah, this is a greenhouse.
Oh, okay.
And what you find inside is you walk inside, and what he shows you is he says, this is our prized possession. This is why this city is doing so well. These are cocoa plants. And you see, what we're doing here, we're making chocolate. Real chocolate.
Is that what they call it these days?
You had my interest. Now you have my attention.
And lo and behold, Jared, David, and Caleb are led to a merchant inside the warehouse who's selling exactly that, chocolate.
Never heard of a whorehouse with glass doors or walls. It's going to be weird.
I just shake my head at them. And so how long has it been since I've had chocolate?
I mean, maybe you found like a chocolate bar like 5 years ago, something like that. But it's been 11 years since the apocalypse.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, you haven't seen chocolate in a very long time. And like you've tasted chocolate after the apocalypse, but it was like it was a rare commodity that you found. This is fresh chocolate. They're making themselves.
Yeah. I think I probably get even more suspicious. And I'm like, this can't be Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Like, I'm sorry. This has to be some sort of seedy underground, like, and this is, I think, probably my like weight of the world on my shoulders sort of like aspect coming into play here, where I'm like, even though I try to be optimistic, I'm just like, I'm responsible to make sure that I'm responsible for lots of stuff. And this seems like something that is not good. And it can't just be that this town loves chocolate and everybody gets chocolate and no,
Yeah, I mean, hey, just because they have chocolate doesn't mean they get it legally. I mean, they had to get these cocoa plants from somewhere. Maybe they had them, maybe they didn't. Regardless, it's chocolate. How much does it cost?
It's expensive. This is expensive stuff. So, if you are looking to acquire some chocolate, it would be a resources 5 roll.
You see me in the corner with a chocolate bar in his mouth, and he's just like, "What?"
No, it's like behind the counter, kind of they're keeping it safe.
A locked safe.
Yeah.
Secret. Keep it safe.
Yep. So I think Eric is kind of talking with you, Josh, and he's like, "This is sought after. I mean, and we keep this over here, kind of closed off, and we only kind of let the chocolate merchant. We only lead some of the travelers to the chocolate merchant because we want to keep it under wraps. Because if this gets out, we're a target."
I can see why.
He says, "But
chocolatier."
Yeah, he says, "But if we have a generator, I have some defenses in mind. If we can charge things up consistently," and he leads you into the warehouse, and I think you kind of lock eyes with Caleb, Jared, and David, and you're kind of like, "Oh, you guys found your way here too." But he kind of leads you into a back room, and he kind of like pulls off a sheet, and he shows you 3 drones.
What kind of drones are these?
Drones that have weapons attached to them.
Militarized quadcopter kind of deals? Or are we talking like military grade phantoms?
Military grade phantoms.
Ooh.
These are some sexy drones. And he's like, if we can get consistent electricity, we can keep this town very safe, and we will become a beacon not only of trade and really be able to rebuild the civilization, but we'll be a beacon of hope in this apocalypse. So, what do you say? Will you help me? And he says, in trade, I'm not sure exactly what you'll want for it, but I think one of these drones can, I don't know, probably go with you.
I whisper to Josh, make him throw him some chocolate.
Yeah, are we here for this, or is he just
no? He kind of like led him into a back room.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
This is a turning point. I'm going to ask you to make a rapport check for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want to see how this scores to help me make my decision here. I'm not sure. Is that a mechanic in Fate? Can I ask for that?
I think so. But this is
I feel like, yeah.
This is the job that you were compelled to take, right? So you've already accepted.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Oh, I was compelled to take the job.
That's true. Yes.
You just didn't know what it was yet.
Oh, well, works.
Okay.
All right.
So that means you're going to stay a day and figure this out.
This is quite a sweet deal you've offered me here. Say, any chance a little bit of that chocolate might be in the deal?
Go ahead and roll rapport.
Okay.
Or David, would you say that this is resources since it's trading, or is this kind of sweeten the deal for me? And
I feel like this is like a bartering thing. I feel like you could argue it either way, I guess, because it is for a deal, but also he is like trying to be nice, or like,
because
nudge.
This is going to take a day off of our trip, and we're, my skills are in high demand. I've got tools and equipment, but it might be limited. So, the drone's great. We're also, fairly self-sufficient here. But you've got something that nobody else has. And I kind of look at the counter over there meaningfully. You're treating this like some kind of like highly valuable illicit substance, and I love it.
Yep.
Basically.
that's kind of how we set it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I, with that framing, can I make this a resources?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll go either way, and since you phrased it in a certain way, I think resources is fine.
Okay. I don't want to have to roll rapport. Or draw for rapport. Okay. My resources is a +1. What is the difficulty in getting them to add chocolate to the deal?
Because you're helping him, it's not going to be a 5 of like normally getting chocolate. So I think it's going to be a 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
My rapport. Let's see. Difficulty is 3. I have a +1 for resources. So that is a +2. You
want to spend a fate point and invoke anything? We're almost done with the session, so refresh is a thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
I want to. Can I spend a fate point on my extra complete toolkit and say that I have a tool that's would be particularly useful for the job, but it's kind of rare?
Sure.
Like a functioning oscilloscope, right? A little pocket oscilloscope. That's not something most folks have.
Yeah, I think so. That makes sense.
If I spend a fate point on that, I can upgrade that to a success, correct?
Yes.
And does that go to your pile of fate points, or does that go in the discard?
Just gets deleted.
I think it just gets deleted.
Okay.
I think if I don't know if I get fate points for anything.
As far as I'm aware, and this might be a fate accelerated rule, but as far as I'm aware, you get a fate point per player to spend to invoke your own NPCs things in each scene.
Right.
But you're not part of the economy. It's just so that you have the same kind of tool in case you need it.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So you succeed, and he's like, yeah, we'll throw in some chocolate. There's no way I can do this without you. Not only your skills, but the equipment that you have. I don't think we could do this without you. And this is going to change everything. And so I think he kind of walks back out to the chocolate merchant and kind of pulls him aside, and like Eric does, and he's kind of talking with them, and he's like, Jim, this is the guy. He's going to help me do this. We're going to be secure. You're going to be able to sell things in the open. And they're kind of having that conversation on the side. Do you guys kind of confer with each other? I'm assuming, Josh, you kind of tell them what's going on, and
Yeah, I think.
So we're staying for a day. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So they're selling chocolate, right? I got us a deal. I can get us some of this chocolate and the goodwill of the citizenry, but I need a day to do it.
Are you going to mention the military drone?
Maybe not yet.
Sure.
Might be kind of hard to hide that on a bus, but it's fine. Just check. Cool. All right. I mean, it's kind of pull you to the side and be like, I'm not even sure we have the rest of today before those fellows make it back. And they're probably going to recognize our incredibly unique bus. So this may be a concern, especially if we stay an extra day.
It's nothing like the magic school bus was.
Painted a different color quick.
So this group, they really need me to help get their generator online. And is this what? We're going to need to do damage control either way.
Is this like a private conversation between David and Josh?
I think Jared.
No, to all three of you. I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of
That's fine. Yeah, I pulled them aside, but there isn't any reason I wouldn't include you guys.
Yeah, I think real quick, I probably would have like nodded and then said like, it makes sense. We could do damage control this way, or we could leave. But if we do something nice, maybe it will assuage what happened. And I'm feeling guilty still from that. So.
Doing something nice might not make up for 8 corpses is all I'm saying. And if it doesn't, then we're gonna have a lot bigger issues than them not wanting to sell us their cucumbers.
So they want to get their generator online so they can charge a couple of military grade phantoms that are in the back there. They want to protect their assets and their chocolate enterprise here. And
chocolate enterprise.
They offered us one of the drones too. If I can get their thing online, we'll get some chocolate. We'll get one of the drones.
Caleb, were you there for that tidbit?
Well,
no, I forgot to take my phone in when I died for a second there.
Well,
I've made my commitment. I'm seeing this through. What I'm telling you, I suppose, is that this is the situation, and I didn't really think about the people that were. Yeah.
So I think I look at David at that point and I say, we'll move out of the city. We'll do what we need to do. We'll move out of the city. We'll let Josh do this, and we'll stay outside.
I'll tell you what. If you get me a bigger piece of chocolate, I'll fix the problem for you. How's that sound?
Okay, so David, after you say that, or unless Josh, you got something to say.
I was going to. I'm not comfortable with the way David fixes problems normally. I'm certainly not going to offer him a bigger piece of chocolate to fix his problem this way.
Okay, so this kind of changes the narrative then. So this kind of interrupts your conversation. You guys hear like a little bit of like a tussle, maybe. Or actually, yeah, no, okay, yeah, we're gonna kind of wrap things up with this moment. So you guys kind of hear a little bit of a tussle outside, and then like somebody slams open the door, and I think we kind of get a shot of like the sun is setting, And so you can't really see his face. So the sun kind of opens up into the room, and he kind of walks in, because like you can't see him; he's just shadowed. And he kind of walks in and reveals his silhouette, and it's a little boy wearing a top hat with a little cane, and he's in like a button up shirt, and he's like wearing it's like finery. He's got like some like cufflinks. Like he is wearing the nicest clothing you could possibly imagine. And he walks in and he grins and he says, "I'm here to buy the chocolate shop."
I think I just say under my breath, "Frickin' Nebraska."
And,
Does he have a little hat?
Yes, he has a top hat. Yes.
I know what I'm going to do.
And he says, "If I buy, I mean, I'm going to let my little goons steal it from you." And he snaps his fingers, and a bunch of goons with like assault rifles and like tough looking guys like run in the building and initiate combat. And we're gonna end the session there.
Oh no! Well,
All right.
you've been waiting to spring that all session.
Oh yeah,
Oh boy.
This is the most bizarre idea I had, and it was so good. So yeah, what we have is a little kid overlord who wants to own the chocolate monopoly.
This is going to be Charlie's chocolate shop pretty soon, isn't it?
All right, so with that, I would like to say that we read beliefs and instincts, but that's not how we do fate. So
Right. Well, it is a minor milestone, right? So that is technically a thing that happens at the end of every session of fate. So let's see. For minor milestones, that's not what we need. Here we go. During a minor milestone, you can choose to do one and only one of the following. Switch the rank values of any two skills, or replace one average +1 skill with one that isn't on your sheet. Change, as in like a +0 one. Change any single stunt for another stunt. Purchase a new stunt, provided you have the refresh to do so, or rename one character aspect that isn't your high concept. Does anyone want to do something like that?
and if not, you save it, right? Like you store it as like XP.
No, that would be if you have a significant milestone, which is you actually get an increase to a skill, and you can save those. But this one is just switching stuff around, so you can't really save one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not actually gaining a refresh. We're just
You can switch things around if you want.
in case something.
But I mean, I feel like all of us are pretty new into it and probably don't want to change anything yet, but we technically can. So.
I just built this character most of the way up today, so
I'd like to change.
I'm
all of my
content with what I've
aspects,
got.
please. Yeah. That's funny.
In fact, I actually still need to finish adding extras to the character.
Right, yeah.
A quick mechanics question. In acquiring this bag of batteries from the dude, do I get a bag of batteries on my extras, or how do we handle like inventory?
That's a good question.
I mean, I'd probably make a note of the fact that you have it, but I don't think it counts as an extra because an extra is like an actual.
I'd put it in situational aspects, Josh.
Okay, yeah. So it's something you can use once.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you can
away.
use if you have a certain amount of. It's there until you, as the GM, Connor, decided it isn't anymore.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So it's situational aspect that
because you can spend an invoke on it if you have a free invoke on it, and then from beyond that, technically you can spend fate points on it, but only until I assume it doesn't make any sense to use it anymore.
Yeah,
and you might as well put your improvised armor on there too, Josh.
Yes,
that you have from before, and then mark 2 free invokes on that one because that's what I wrote on your little note card there. So
All right.
Oh, that's so handy. I really like this character sheet.
Yeah.
It's very, very intuitive and minimalistic.
It's not quite as good as a piece of paper, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. Cool. Is that it?
Yeah, so yeah, if anybody wants to change around traits and stuff like that, we can. Or what is the other thing that a small milestone can do, or minor milestone?
You can switch around a skill. You can switch around
Okay.
an aspect. You can switch a stunt. You can switch it. Yeah, basically
Okay.
those are the main
So
things.
I think that's helpful after every session, so that if somebody's like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm playing to this, and I want to change it up." So, but I'm assuming nobody has that after the end of the first session.
Nope.
So
Okay. All right, so let's wrap up and let's give our Patreons something else to listen to.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what's actually going to be happening here, we're going to go ahead and end the stream now, and then we'll record a quick video of us talking about this the session, how it went, what we thought, how we're going to move forward, and so on and so forth. Just, like after show sort of chat about the session. So, and you can find that exclusively on patreon.com/CalebUnpowers. Thank you so very much for giving there and getting excited about the community. Thanks for all the subscriptions we've gotten on Twitch recently. Those are exciting. And we're excited about this campaign and continuing it. So we'll be back next week with another episode. See ya.